Hi, this is Paula Januszkiewicz. I'm the CEO of CQURE and I'm also a cybersecurity specialist. I'm here to pretty much mention a couple of things you can do in order to do your jump start into cybersecurity. So how did I start? Well, for me it was always a very interesting subject, yes, because it's related with math at some point and it's never changing. Which brings me to always one conclusion, that if you want to be in cybersecurity, you need to have an appropriate mindset. Yeah, so since the beginning, I was always interested in digging into several areas of the operating system, extracting data, recovering data, violating different types of access lists. So saying very generically, but this was pretty much always my fun when I was a child. And then I converted that more to a professional experience. So I was administering a school network and I was always digging into various news in cybersecurity to end up with a person that established a company that right now is 10 years old and we are delivering the professional cybersecurity services. Yeah, so what is important? I mentioned the mindset. Mindset is something that in general drives you through these new cybersecurity areas, etc. And it's always like inside me that I want to break something. Yeah? So, and I always want to be up to date. So these two things are driving me pretty much every day to discover something new. Yeah? So if you are one of these that like to follow the news and like to know more and more every day, and there is something new popping up and you are like, oh, I didn't know that, so let me dig in, then it's definitely an appropriate mindset. And it's not something that you are born with, obviously. Yeah? So it's something that you need to work on with. So this is one of the things. Also, if it's about knowledge, cybersecurity, while you are becoming familiar with this news and you are putting them into practice, requires you to stay up to date. Yeah? So there are various resources that you have to read every day, or at least once a week. You don't probably have time to do it every day, but I don't too, by the way. But in general, it would be great if you could update yourself on something every day. And there are various of resources to have a look at. So one of the books that I would always recommend reading before jumping to cybersecurity, it's Windows Internals by Mark Russinovich. And the reason why I'm saying this is because this is a book that describes as internals, as the name stands for itself, of a Windows operating system, but in a way that every cybersecurity professional should know. Yeah? So maybe cybersecurity is more in a Linux / open source areas, but at the end you are still dealing with Windows. So how can you execute a certain payload? How can you build your own exploit without really knowing what are the operating system details? See Windows internals. Yes, so it's simply speaking impossible. So when you are delivering the, let's say, internal penetration test, you are dealing with these types of systems. So Windows internals book helps you to understand what are the, for example, conditions to execute various tools or use various techniques, etc. Yeah? So that's pretty much what I would like to say over here. At the end, it's a lot of work and it's never ending. And I'm spending time with my laptop pretty much a whole day and sometimes nights, and you need to have this kind of a mindset, summing it up, to make sure that you are checking for different types of news every day, and at the same time completed with knowledge. Starting with Windows internals, it's a very good spot over here. So that's just for the beginning, but there are so many things to say, so many things to add more, so I'm looking forward to explain you more on the next video.